So I'm very glad to be here with you all and get to share some little things with you all. As today, the Silk Road, yes, it symbolizes how Buddhism has spread. And for today, I'm in the USA and I'm born, raised here in the US, and I've been doing my part, trying to share and teach everyone some meditation as well as Buddhism. So how I've been doing it is by, I like to share this part here. So how do we do it? How do we teach in the US? The thing is, we have to know what we need to do as a teacher. As teachers, we need to research. We need to have preparation. We have to have the time to actually teach. And then even after teaching is very important. These are things that we have to think about as a teacher in general. As Buddhists and as monks and sharing Dharma, the next thing we need is also understanding the language that we're sharing, taking that more research into the culture in which to share the information, because there are some things in Buddhism which is old culture, which if you translate directly, it doesn't sound so great. When in truth, you have to go back to the true meaning, the real point of it, and explain that. From there, there's also the technology in which we use. Like, as you can see right now, I'm using a computer. I use these different things to make it possible for people to see and understand. And also, most importantly, our mindset of why we're doing it. If you love to teach, you want to teach, you want to help people, that is your job. This is something you should do. But if you know you're more for self-practice, maybe not a great teacher. And maybe do your part in practicing and showing them how to do it. So this is something that I've been practicing. And from there, we know that in order to do this and make it successful, so my master tells us to follow this four things. We call it the four C's: comfort, conscious, consistent, and then consider. What this really means is comfort is relax, be at ease, as in you love what you're doing. The thing that you're doing, you love it. Conscious is focusing on it. Consistent, keeping up your practice. And then consider, as in observe, so you can improve. This is how we can continue to get better. If this sounds familiar, it should. It is Itipata. Chanta Chitta Viriya Vimamsa. This is quite literally how we can become successful. So, as we know, we can teach in many various ways. How we spread? Online is one way. I actually do this a lot. And of course, we know in person is the best thing to do when you have more people actually there with you. From there, there's also, you can have retreats, have time to bring people together and enjoy some peace together. And of course, we have to think of our next generation, the kids. Work with schools. That way you can start to spread the Dharma more. And of course, it's not always so easy, but these are just some ways that I have been doing it. So to show you guys, starting with online. With online, as you can see me, I'm pretty high tech. Whenever I'm online, this is how it looks. I say hello to everyone, talk to everyone just like this. When it's time to meditate, I adjust it. And then there's a background for them to look at if they want, because as we know with meditation, everyone has their own level. We help them in the way that works. They need to open their eyes, have something for them to look at, relax, be at ease. And at the end, I always have time for Q&A, so you can actually see each other. This is everyone in the room right now, or at least most of us. So you see, it's all about adjusting with the technology you have, as well as all that. Not only that, when you look at the different platforms, I stream to several pages at once. So on YouTube, when you first start off, it won't be that much. Nowadays I get about 36, 24, something like this. It's the normal numbers I get on a regular daily basis. This is just this week's classes. And then, but if you see that the work you're doing, it does grow. More people come in and watch later. The numbers go up. And then you know that you're doing your part, helping people. Of course, my page is still pretty quiet, pretty small. But that's because I want to be the person who helps people practice. Be your practice buddy, so we can practice together. But, as I mentioned, different platforms have different numbers. So on Facebook, the numbers are much bigger. They jump up quite a bit more. And this is after just a day. It jumps up right away. Daily, I usually get about 100 or so. It's not too much, but there's definitely a following. And online, while we do it on Zoom, this is one of the bigger classes I've had. I usually average about 15 to 20 people. And I do my part to help them. If it feels right, this is great. But this is what you guys see. compared to what I see. This is what my screen looks like normally. On the left, that is Facebook. In the middle, that's Zoom. On the right, that is YouTube. And usually in that center part is also Twitch. But depending on my internet, it will show which one I'm able to do. So we do the part that we're able to do. I'm fairly techie, so I know online is my next thing that I can definitely help with a lot and share the wisdom. Because when we can do this, we can start to create a lot of retreats or time to come together. So like I got the opportunity to teach at Alabama. It was supposed to be a small retreat. When I went, they said, oh, we will only have about 20 people. It turned out we had about 80. So the numbers should not be something that you care too much about. Instead, care about the people in front of you, those who are there who you can help. These are the volunteers who wanted to give an offering afterward. So you're there for the people. Help them so they can help themselves. Then there was a group in Las Vegas. I got to teach here. I've been teaching them online for a while, and then we got the opportunity to meet up. So I got to go and help them. So even if a small group, if you can help someone, it's a good thing to try. From there, this is just last month. I was in Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, and then we had a retreat and some classes. Got to meditate together. But as I mentioned, not only during the class is it important, but also after the class. After the class is over, there's time for us to talk, to ask questions. In fact, after today, you guys can ask questions also if you want, and clarify things, as well as gain better relationships. This is in New Jersey. This is just last week. I got to teach, and of course, like I said, have time with the people. That way you can answer questions, create a community, and also get to work together so that we can find peace together. That's the most important thing. And I was very fortunate. I got to work with some schools. So this is back in Chicago. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. You can see everyone's all lined up. Beautiful. Then what happened is later on, more and more kids came. There's no more space for them to sit very nice. So it just filled the room. So yes, we can indeed share. It's all about taking the time to make it interesting for that audience. So with kids, I made it fun. I made it interesting. I had even more animations than you see now. And then I'm recently now moved to Toronto, Canada. This is me at a high school. I got the opportunity to teach at the high school for one of their classes. As this is all thanks to monks walking around so that people can see us. And then the teacher, who you'll see in the next picture, or not this one. The teacher, he happened to see one of our monks, and he asked them, hey, would you be able to teach? And the monk who we met could not teach, but he gave them my information. So then we were able to connect and talk. So in the end, like I mentioned before, these are the things we really need if we want to spread Buddhism, spread meditation to the world. Of course, first, we are a teacher. So you do the things that people need to do as a teacher. From there, adjust to the culture, adjust to the technology you're using, adjust to what needs to be done, especially your mindset. And once you have your mindset ready for this, then we do what the Buddha taught us, to have our iddhibatsi, our iddhibada, to be able to continue to get better and better. And as you're doing this, of course, one important thing you have to do is make sure you have information for them. That way they can come back or continue to talk to you afterward. So this is my information. This QR code above me is the digital business card. It will look like this if you happen to scan it. And then you will see all my different social medias. As I am a high-tech monk, I like to be contacted. So anytime people want to contact me, I give them various options to contact me. And there are many people who talk to me very regularly, whether it be by SMS, Line, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok, and WhatsApp. There are so many different ways that I allow people to contact me. This way, we can help close the gap and help them understand deeper, especially when they're on their journey in meditation. So, in the end, I hope you all benefit from this mini presentation. I hope I didn't speak too quickly, as my English and my Thai, for that matter, I tend to speak quite quickly. So I think I was allowed to ask if anyone had any questions. You're welcome to ask if you'd like. But if we have no more time, no problem. Oh yes, hello Sumana.
Wow, thank you. It was so impressive. So, Venerable Klint, I saw you had like big classes in many places. So, how could you recruit or how could you invite all the participants that's so many just like that? So, please tell us how.
Okay, in this case, it was not me. It's not just me. It was the team. You know, the team is important. When we work together, that's how we can be, how we can make amazing things happen. For me, I just do the online part, and then I share and help people where they are. And then when they want to meet, they can come in and meet. So what's important is when your team is going out to PR to present, promote, share with people. That's one way. Other thing is sometimes you do need to share through what's the word through different medias. Sometimes you can do it free through TikTok, through Instagram. You know, social media is a very good tool if you know how to use it correctly. So I do recommend doing that, and that way it's a way to start. And don't expect everything to be big right away. It takes time. Even my online class, it took time. I've been doing it. Next week will be my 400th episode. So it's a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of time to practice. Just like we said, you have to have comfort, consciousness, consistency. That consistency is what helps me continue to grow. Otherwise, it's like it will come and then go, and then it won't be very successful. But if you take that time to be consistent, take the effort to push it in because you want to do it, it is very fulfilling, and you're able to help more and more people. So thank you for your question.